What up, all you lint lickers? It's Melder here, coming at you with another Arknights beginner guide. So you guys may have noticed there is this new event out. It's called Contingency Contract. A lot of players call it CC. And for some of you new players out there, this is probably your first contingency contract you're experiencing. So I'm here to tell you what CC is and just kind of go over everything about it so you guys get familiarized. The big question here is, what is contingency contract? Contingency contract, or CC, is the premier endgame content for Arknights. It is an event that comes out every roughly 2 to 3 months, and it'll have some of the hardest stages and some of the biggest challenges that Arknights can offer. Now we're going to go to the Contingency Contract tab. You're brought to this screen right here. We have the Secret Sanctuary, the Training Grounds, the Permanent Stage on top, and the Daily Stage on the bottom. Now, the way Contingency Contract is formatted is there is one permanent stage, and there are 7 daily stages. CC is an event that lasts the same period of time as other standard events, so about 14 days plus extra days where the shop stays open. The permanent stage will last the entire event period, and the daily stages will rotate roughly every 24 hours, and they will go through 2 full rotations. So you'll be able to hit every single daily stage twice. The first thing we're going to look at is the permanent stage. Now, the permanent stage, you're going to click on it. You're going to be brought to this menu. It's going to look super overwhelming because of all this, the boxes and the numbers and everything. It's crazy. But basically, these tiles are called risks. Risks are multipliers for the difficulty of that stage. Each of them does a specific thing to make the stage more difficult. And the higher risk level, the more difficult the clear will be. Now, they're separated into columns. We have, or rows rather. We have the first row, which will add +1 risk for each thing you click, +2 risk, and +3 risk. So if I could do all enemies gain 120% max HP, that'll give me +3. I could do Blade Weavers for +2. I could subtract my own HP, my own unit's HP by 15%. Now we're at 6. Go to 8 by removing tiles, max HP down to 1. Now we're at risk 9, and so on. Now, the reason why risk 18 is such an important risk, or the threshold, the standard that people try to clear, is because of these challenge missions on the left. If you scroll all the way down, you can see risk 18 is the final numbered risk that you clear for event currency. Now, you guys don't really have to do this at all, especially if you're new players. You want to play at your own pace and you don't want to force anything. Because even though this doesn't take sanity in game, it really sucks your IRL sanity down. Like, some of these stages are you're just smashing your head against the wall, and it can be really frustrating. So just play at your own pace, take it one risk at a time, especially if you're like a newer player with barely any E2 characters. Like, you really just want to try to clear it little by little and try to clear it at all. Now, if you don't clear this stage, you can't even clear 0 risk. That's not a big deal, guys. You're not really missing out on too many things. Just make sure you prep your account for the next CC and keep going. So you guys may notice that there are these yellow triangular kind of risks on the bottom by tier 3. The way to unlock these is by using this currency up here. You can get them by completing challenges like this, and so on. And you can also do unlock them from the daily stages as well. These are basically just to get to higher risks. So a lot of you new players out there, you're not really going to be needing any of these at all because a lot of these are extremely difficult. Now let's move on to the daily stages. It's basically the same thing. You have tier 1, 2, and tier 3 risks. And the risk you're going to be wanting to go for is going to be risk 8. Obviously, you don't have to do this, but if you want the max rewards, that would be your end goal. Also, if you guys want to check the map, you can hit details on the left. This was one of the previous contingency contract permanent stages, and now it is transformed into a daily stage. So that's what they usually do. And if you want to check out the other daily stages, you can go to the training grounds area. You can see all of these maps. We'll just go one by one. I won't check all of them, but we'll have Transport Hub, and these are the maps that we will be cycling through daily. So if you wanted to practice them beforehand and see how you fare with them, you can definitely check them out. It costs nothing, and you actually get some material rewards from them and completing them. The last section of this menu here is the Secret Sanctuary. Now, you're not just completing all of these hard stages just to flex, you're doing them for rewards. So now there are two different shops. There is the permanent shop on the top, which you can expand right here. This is where you get like potential ups for vanguards and guards, the manticore skin, this lovely brand new bagpipe skin, and some other stuff as well. All these things, they will be here permanently. That's why they're called the permanent shop. So if you don't have enough, don't worry about it. You don't need to focus on these. What you should be focusing on are these down here. These are tons of different materials. You even have tier 5 bipolar nanoflakes. And this is the reason to complete Contingency Contract. Even give it a shot. If you know you can't beat Risk 18, doesn't matter. Just try it. It's 0 sanity. And you can get really good mats out of it as well. I would recommend all the higher tier mats. The lower you go, the less value they're going to be. I know Game Press has a efficiency, like an efficiency calculator, basically saying which mats are the most efficient to get, which mats are the least efficient to farm or buy from the shop, and you can check that out on Game Press. I'll put the link in the description down below. If you do care to flex, however, you can get a bunch of sick medals from Contingency Contract. On the bottom right, you can see the medal list, and this shows the CC Cinder medal set. Now, a lot of these medals aren't too difficult to get. A lot of them is just, complete certain risk challenges and just do your dailies every day. But the one very difficult medal to get is the Commemorative Contract Medal 2. Normally, to get this, you have to beat Risk 18, and you have 2 weeks to do it. There is a special holographic version of this medal, though, called the Trimmed version. This can only be obtained when you beat Risk 18 within the first week. Now, the reason why the first and second week are so important is because week 1 tends to be harder than week 2. Once week 2 comes out for both the permanent and the daily stages, we'll be getting new and different risks. A lot of these will be the same, but we're going to get some other risks that are usually a little bit easier to complete and get that Risk 18. That's why most people hunt for day 1 or week 1 Risk 18 clears. Okay, guys, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is support units. Now, normally my support list are my 3 favorite characters besides Bagpipe, and I just think they are really cool, so I like to show them off and flex them. But when it comes to Contingency Contract time, I always put the best units for that particular CC strategy on my support list to help people out. I have my Elysium. Even though Elysium's not the best for Cinder, he's still good, and he's also pot 6, so that helps a lot. My Bagpipe, she's pot 5, she's M9, so she is very valuable for this CC in particular. Surtur as well. She doesn't have high pots, but she is M3 on skill 3. Normally, I would have her on skill 2, but since it's CC, this strategy calls for skill 3, so I got to help the homies out. Now, the reason why I say this is obviously you guys can do whatever the hell you want, but you will come to know the frustrations of having the right strategy, being able to beat it, and getting so close, but you just cannot find the right support unit for the strategy or for the clear. Now, that can be so very frustrating. The friend support refresh system in this game is super jank and really shitty, to be quite honest. So do you just really want to help the homies out, help out your fellow doctors? Look up the strategies if you don't want spoilers, and really put those premier support units or those operators on your support list. If you guys are curious of how your support units are doing, you can go to the credit store and hit credit rules, and you can see the types of clears that your support units have done. For example, my bagpipe has helped 2 different people clear contingency contract, and she's also helped clear a risk 18 for one of them, which is always really great to see. That's going to be it for me, guys. Hopefully this video was helpful to you all, especially you new players who don't know what contingency contract is. Maybe this shed a bit of light on why it's so important to participate and what all of this information is. If you guys are curious to see my day 1 risk 18 clear, you can check it in the description down below or just on my YouTube channel. And remember, guys, don't be afraid to stop by the Twitch stream. I would love to sit and chat with all of you guys, get to know you better, and talk some lovely Arknights. Now, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Y'all have a great rest of your week, great night, and peace out.